Dave here. Welcome back to the workshop. Today we're gonna start putting hinges on the boxes, and I thought it would be nice for you to see what we're up against when I start putting hinges. Actually, even before starting to put on hinges, it's going to buying hinges. I like to use good quality hinges, which are getting harder and harder to find. I'm going to show you a few examples of hinges that I bought at one of the big box stores and one of the local hardware stores. It is a big brand hardware store, and then some that I bought at my local wood supplier, a place that I've been buying wood and tools and all kinds of stuff. Everything I got is pretty much from this particular store. I won't name names, but I will tell you that I've never been a fan of buying Chinese stuff. Anything made in China. I've just been trying my best to shy away from that, buying American-made stuff, which of course in some cases is just impossible because we don't make these things anymore, and hinges happens to be one of them. At least in my experience, I haven't been able to find any place that makes hinges in the U.S. So we're relegated to buying from China, Taiwan, and lately this stuff's been coming from India. So I'll show you the difference in the quality of the hinges. So again, it's the Chinese stuff has typically been of lesser quality from my perspective. I like to think I put enough time and effort into building the boxes that I want to have good, real quality hinges on them that are bright brass, that the quality of the brass is good, they're nice and shiny, but also that the hinge operates properly. And I'll put another video to explain and maybe give you some more detail exactly about how these hinges get mortised in and the tolerances that you need to have so tight that the box closes properly and aligns on all four sides once you're done putting the 8 screws in the 2 hinges. So, but I'm gonna show you some examples, and I'll let you be the judge. I know which ones I've been using. Trouble is that they're getting harder to find. I did go to my local hardware store and bought out every set of hinges that they had that were actually made in China because they happen to be the best quality. I'll show you what those are. So I'm going to tilt the camera down and show you the 3 different examples. I'll show you the Taiwan and the Indian, and then finally the stuff that's coming from China. So I'm going to tilt this down. Let's see if we can make this work. So the first one that I want to show you is one that is made in Taiwan. It's not bad. It's not real bright. It's an okay hinge. You can see it's got a little knob on the end, and it's the same thing on the other side for keep the pin from sliding out, and of course everything falling apart. It's real loose. If I wiggle these back and forth in this plane, it's real loose. It's an okay hinge. It'll hold the top onto the box, and that's about all I can say for it. I'm going to try to polish it up and make it real nice and shiny and bright, but we'll see how that goes. The second hinge I'm going to show you is one that is made in India, and again, it's the same brass, but you notice that pin, it's just kind of cut off on both ends, and it's real loose, and it's brighter in quality in terms of the brass, brighter than the stuff that's made in Taiwan. Uh, it's an okay hinge, and I will end up using it and the other ones on some of the other boxes that I make. But the one that, and I hesitate to say, this is another example of one that's made in Taiwan. This one happens to be a nice brighter finish. It is made for a different company. It's probably made by a different company as well. This one is, the tolerances on the hinge are nice. The trouble is that it's hard to open and close. It's difficult to open and close. Not a big problem when you get right down to it, I suppose, when you put a box on it. The pin is just cut off, I don't know, pinched off by a machine. It's tucked in on one end just a little bit. It's just not a really great quality hinge. So the last one that I'll show you is the one that's made in China. Again, not a big fan of stuff made in China. You'll have to pardon the shakes in my hands. But you notice that the pin is ground off. And it's ground off on both ends. The color is nice and bright. Really nice, beautiful piece. The hinge is tight. So these are the ones that I've been buying as much as I can. It's interesting that they changed suppliers. The hardware store changed suppliers. It's the same item number, same SKU number on the older ones that I bought all their inventory out, and the new ones that they're putting on the shelves with the same exact item number, same SKU number. So these are the ones that I'll be putting on as many boxes as I can. The ones that are, I'll say, I don't want to say more decorative, because I like to think that all my boxes are decorative boxes. But I am in the process of making some boxes that I'll classify more as kids boxes. They're of a lesser quality wood. And I experimented with a few different color stains. I did a gray, kind of a reddish, and also a blue. And they'll make nice kids boxes. The wood's heavier. They're fun to make, and they're good enough for kids to be banging around and throwing rocks and whatever treasures kids find. So I will use some of the lesser quality hinges. I'm going to end up having to go out out of town and see if I can find some other hardware stores that handle those Chinese hinges that are really good hinges. But they are tougher to find. Now, I will tell you that my local wood supplier does have better quality hinges, but I just refuse to spend $40, $50 on a pair of hinges on a box that I'm going to end up giving away. That just obviously doesn't make economic sense, and I'm sure you guys would all agree that it wouldn't be prudent for me to do that. So that's a kind of a primer on hinges, the things that anybody who's putting boxes together is up against when we look at putting hinges on our boxes. And I may end up just making them without hinges and putting a handle on the top and figuring something else out. But I'm not going to put a lesser quality hinge that's not going to allow the box to close properly on any of the really good stuff that I've got. So yeah, day before yesterday, I ended up sanding for 6 hours straight, just to make all the tops nice and smooth and all the bottoms nice and smooth after everything was all glued up. So we're excited to start putting some hinges on and get working on those kinds of things so we can do assembly and then finish. So that's all I got for today. Hope you enjoyed this. We will see you on the next video.